Coming up today on the Nice Guys on Business.
Our goal is to turn these 10 camps into 20 camps or 30 camps, 40 camps across the country to go international, because those numbers that I mentioned earlier with the 2,500 congenital births a year with limb differences is just the U.S. So we want to expand. We want to expand our staff. We want to expand our impact in general.
The Nice Guys on Business are putting the band back together. They're on a mission from God. Go from where you are now to where you could be. Get expert tips to grow your business, to be more productive and more efficient, whether you're trying to build influence, grow your community, or make it rain. Best-selling author of Nice Guys Finish First, Doug Sandler, can lead the way. The Nice Guys on Business is produced by Turnkey Podcast Productions. Now, here's your host, Doug Sandler.
So as an entrepreneur podcast, we don't often think of nonprofits as having the same challenges or obstacles or systems or goals as other businesses. Well, that's total myth. So today we are taking a walk on the nonprofit side to speak with Alex Barone. Alex was the host and creator of a TV show called A Little Different, which was focused on extraordinary people that didn't let their disability get in the way of their lives. He's been a disability advocate for the past several years through various platforms, including film and TV, speaking events, and working for a nonprofit agency directly with disabled adults on improving independent living skills. Well, Alex is now a part of Camp No Limits team, a foundation that has had and continues to have such profound impact, helping empower the lives of human beings, helping them to understand that they really have no limits. I'm excited to talk to him. Alex, welcome to the Nice Guys on Business podcast.
Hey, Doug, thanks so much for having me.
Hey, I'm happy to have you here, man. And I was looking at, I got through about 12 seconds of the video on your homepage and I'm already crying. It's like whoever makes those nonprofit videos, they do them specifically especially for foundations as great as the ones that you're a part of, really pull at your heartstrings. So is that what got you interested in working with the No Limits Foundation, or was there something else?
I got involved because I was doing that TV show that I was hosting, as you mentioned. I was reaching out to businesses personally, Facebook groups, diversity groups, disability groups via Facebook. Mary Layton, the owner of the No Limits Foundation, responded to one of my messages. I asked if they could share it, if they could promote it and help me out. She said, yeah, of course, Alex. Congrats on the show. We'd definitely love to share it. Here's what we're all about. Would you be interested in coming to one of our camps yourself and seeing what we're all about?
So why don't you just give me a thumbnail sketch of what Camp No Limits is all about? I was watching again the video. I was reading the About Me page and doing some other research, and it sounds like it has huge impact on the lives of human beings. A lot of them looks like are kids on your in your video. Is it an all kids based foundation?
It's all young people, kids and teenagers, but it's also their whole families are able to attend. So their siblings, their parents. So they're impacted by limb loss as well. So Camp No Limits is a camp for young people with limb differences or limb loss and their entire families. So the mission of camp is to educate, empower, and support the campers. They started in 2004 with only one camp and 4 families. And then now we have 10 camps across the whole country, and we serve hundreds of families each year. We incorporate a variety of programs with specialized professionals within the camp, including physical therapists, occupational therapists, prosthetists, and adult amputee role models like myself that come and work with the campers. We want our campers and their families to have tools to know what is going to work best for them outside of just camp, but bringing it back to their community. So they'll learn how to adapt. They'll learn the newest technology and prosthetics that they may have not, ever seen or used before. They'll meet adult amputees who are thriving and successful in their own lives. Basically, it's important for the campers and the kids there to know that they're not the only ones navigating the world with limb loss. So camp is a good place to see other amazing kids and adults for them and know that they're not alone and they could just be a kid and that being different is cool.
I can remember, and I appreciate you giving us the background. I can remember probably about 10, maybe even 15 years ago now, as a guy that started in the entertainment business as a mobile DJ. I can remember doing a camp. I think it was called Camp Super Kids, and it was back on the East Coast, and it was a camp that was specifically dedicated to helping families that had children that were struggling with asthma. And the self-limiting beliefs that a lot of kids, when you go into a school and you have 1,000 kids in the school and you have 4 or 5 kids that have asthma, let's say, they feel different. They feel like they don't fit in. There's a whole bunch, and I'm sure very similar to the kids that come to your camp. They just don't feel like they fit in, and all of a sudden you put them in a group that is 100% like having either like disabilities or like issues or whatever, like challenges. And now they all start to talk to each other and they realize that they're not alone. And sometimes that sense of community is all one needs to kind of to help them believe and get out of those self-limiting beliefs, helps empower kids to feel like they're more, quote unquote, more normal, which they were to begin with. So is that kind of the approach that the No Limits Camp No Limits takes?
You just said it best. But I think, the biggest takeaway that they get in being in a atmosphere with 100% of others that are different, the sense of confidence that they get from it and they can take back home is, I think, the biggest takeaway from camp. They come to camp and kids are shy in the beginning. Yes, this is life-changing for the camper. But the families, a lot of these families come from communities where they don't know, you mentioned that old organization where there's 4 kids with asthma. A lot of these kids come from schools where they are the only one. There isn't 4, there's just them. The parents don't know anybody. So, it's important for the families to be there and mingle and talk and support each other. And they become closer over time too. So
you deal with probably every department that an entrepreneurial based business would deal with. Also, you're dealing with marketing, you're dealing with payroll and accounting, you're dealing with staff and personnel. I would have to assume that people don't come to work for No Limits Foundation or Camp No Limits. They're not coming to work for the foundation because of the huge paycheck that's involved. It's more of the satisfaction, or maybe it is the huge paycheck. Maybe I'm making an assumption that I shouldn't be making. But what is it that you think drives people to want to come to work for the foundation?
I think it's a connection. I mean, when I could speak personally, is I was connected because I was born a little different myself and with limb loss. So when I found this place, it was magical, and I couldn't believe that it existed. And I was like, I have to be. Whether I'm staff on this or remain a volunteer, I want to be part of this. And I think that's exactly what all the other staff and volunteers that are associated with Camp No Limits feel about it as well. There has to be a connection to feel strong about it and be on board with it and to thrive their mission.
So when it comes down to it, what's the goal of each camp session? And do you have these camp sessions all summer long? Is it just outside of the school year as well, or is it just a summer activity?
Yeah, most of the camps happen throughout the summer. Some happen off season. Like our first one for 2020 is in Florida by Clearwater, and that happens in January. So then we have one in January, a break till April, and then we have about 8 camps that happen in the summer from April to September, and then a break, and then that's it. So yeah, from April to September are the other 9 camps.
And how many kids attend each camp session? I guess it might depend on the location.
A ton, yeah. So all the locations are unique and different. Some are smaller than the others, but average we have anywhere from 100 to 300 people attend.
Wow, that's terrific.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what is the length of time that a child is spending or a young adult is spending at your camp?
So the young adult and their families attend for about 3 to 5 days. Our goal is to turn these 10 camps into 20 camps or 30 camps, 40 camps across the country to go international, because those numbers that I mentioned earlier with the 2,500 congenital births a year with limb differences is just the U.S. alone. So we want to expand We want to expand our staff. We want to expand our impact in general.
That is awesome. And Alex, if those that are in our listening community wanted more information about how to become a donor, can you share what the best way to do that would be?
So the best way to do that would be the website is nolimitsfoundation.org.
Nice Guy community, the best way for you to connect with the No Limits Foundation is just to get over to their website, which is nolimitsfoundation.org. Again, we'll put a link in the show notes. Alex, thanks so much for your inspiration, for your message, and for being on the show today. We really appreciate all that you're doing to help these kids and to help the No Limits Foundation. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much, Doug. It's been a blast.
Nice Guy community, never underestimate the power of nice or the power of $1 or $2 or 10 or 1,000 going to Camp No Limits. Special thanks to Alex Barone. All of his information, including access to his website, the nolimitsfoundation.org website, will be right there in the show notes. Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. And may the force be with them. They need all the help they can get.